You're listening to This Is My Side Hustle. The tips, tools, and advice you need to optimize your life live here. If you're looking to unlock the secrets to additional income by engineering your choices around your ideal lifestyle, you're in the right place. Stay tuned and join us as we unpack unconventional ideas and methods to give you more freedom and flexibility. Let's escape the rat race together and live with intention. Let's learn how others are making it pay with their side hustles. Well, hello everybody, and Happy New Year to you. Welcome to episode 32 of This Is My Side Hustle. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday season and a great new year. I believe the last time I recorded an episode was before Christmas. We had, right before Christmas, we had the flu of some sort go around in our family. It was mostly my kids. I only got sick for about 2 days, but they were out sick for an entire week. I think it was the longest lasting, most hard-hitting illness that I can ever remember them having. Thankfully, it wasn't a stomach bug type of a thing. It was more of the body aches and a fever that just never went away and horrible headaches. And they still have a little bit of a cough even 3 weeks later at night specifically. But it was rough, but you know, we managed. They're fine now. It is going around, so I kind of wasn't surprised. I'm glad that they were pretty well on their way to recovery by the time Christmas hit, and then they were able to enjoy their 2 weeks of vacation from school, but it actually turned into 3 weeks because they had the entire week before Christmas when they were sick, so they were out of school for quite a while. Everything else is good. We've had pretty good weather, all things considering, here in western Pennsylvania. We haven't had much snow at all this season. It's been relatively mild temperatures in the 40s and 50s most days, which is kind of unheard of for late December, early January. But today I really wanted to just discuss some of my favorite products and services that save me either time or money, or both. And this is kind of an interesting, it's not going to be super long. I'm going to start off with the things that have saved me a ton of time. They also save me money, but mostly time. And then I'm going to talk about a couple products that I discovered this year, products and services that have saved me a ton of money. So they might not necessarily have saved me time, but they've definitely saved me money. And, you know, I think this whole podcast is all about making money, saving time, being more productive, and optimizing your lifestyle. So I thought it would be fun to do kind of a roundup of these things that I just discovered in 2019 over the year, which I can now say, looking back over the past year, really did have an impact. They're things that I use a lot. They're things I would definitely recommend. And so let's just get started, I guess. So the first thing I want to talk about, and I know I've talked about it before on previous episodes, but it's Instacart. Oh my gosh, this service has saved me about 2 hours a week. Let's be more conservative. Let's just say an hour a week of shopping time. It's also saved me gas money every single week. So you figure what your time per hour is worth, and I know what mine is, and that's a whole lot of money. Now, I might not have necessarily worked more during that time, but I have more free time to do other things that make me happy. I don't feel as stressed or as if I'm constantly having to fit everything in. I don't have to go drive in the wintertime. But if you have Instacart in your area, please check it out. If you go to makingitpaytostay.com/Instacart, you can save I think it's $10 on your first order. The other thing I love about Instacart is they save your past orders online. So for instance, this morning I realized we needed groceries. So I checked the last couple of weeks and I just added all of one of my past orders into the cart. And then I just had to go through, took me maybe 5 minutes to adjust a few things. Like I didn't maybe necessarily need strawberries this week, but I did need hot sauce or something like that. So, I just went in, made a few quick tweaks. I picked my delivery time for my Instacart shopper to show up, and I placed the order. The other awesome thing I love about Instacart is they send you promo codes all the time. So I don't even remember the last time I've placed an order with Instacart and I haven't had $10 off promo code. So they do that. So you're not only saving all that time, you're also saving $10. In addition to that, if you put in the comment section to please include the receipt for the order, your Instacart shopper will give you the Aldi receipt, and then you can use that in all of your receipt saving apps. And I did double check the Amex Blue Card. So if you go to makingitpaytostay.com/Amex, if you sign up for that credit card, you get 6% back on groceries. Instacart is included. So they consider that groceries. So it's a win-win all around. So I get 6% back on my credit card statement for all of my groceries that I place with Instacart. I get $10 off promo codes all the time. Sometimes they run promo codes for free delivery, but even if you don't get that, it's only $4. So let's figure I had $100 orders. Well, knock off $10 because I had a promo code. So that's $90. Knock off 6% of that $90, which would be maybe $5.50. Okay, so then you're down to $84.50, and then add on the $4 delivery charge, which ends up being $88.50 if I did the math correctly. So I still ended up saving, $11.50, even if there was a delivery fee. And I saved myself at least an hour of time. And I saved myself gas. So I don't know, my Aldi's isn't really that far away. It's maybe 15 to 20 minute drive. But, that's wear and tear on your vehicle. That's also gas money that I saved as well. So it's just awesome. I love it. I definitely think you should check it out. And like I said, you'll get $10 off your first order if you go to makingitpaytostay.com/Instacart. I pretty much only use Instacart now unless there's something that I need right away, or if it's like something that's under $20. I just need a couple things and I need to run out and get it. Then I'll do that, which actually aggravates me even more because then I'm still spending more time. But I feel like a $4 delivery charge, and if I don't have a promo code, might not necessarily be worth it as far as money goes. So I try to always group my errands around, going to different places that are fairly close and getting it all done at once if I do have to go out. But honestly, especially, in the winter or anytime, I'd rather not go grocery shopping. And it's so fast and I don't have to walk through the stores and get my butt run into by people behind me with their cart that aren't paying attention. I don't have to go expose myself unnecessarily to the flu virus at a grocery store if I don't need to. To me, all of those things, I just love Instacart so much. And I love the fact that I'm supporting other side hustlers. So you can also become a driver for Instacart and make extra money on the side. So I love that as well. It's probably right up there with my favorite service of all time. And I started it in 2019 and I'm planning on continuing. I love all of these different apps where people deliver things to you. It just makes my life so much easier. It's awesome. Okay, and the next one I want to talk about is Shipt, which is basically like Instacart, except instead of paying a delivery fee, you pay an annual fee. Now, the normal price is $99. I signed up when it was first available in my area. And let me clarify. Shipt is spelled SHIPT. Okay, so it's not how you'd think. But I can order stuff from Target and places like that aren't necessarily just groceries. And I ended up paying a $49 annual membership fee because I signed up when they first had that promo code, which ends up being about $4.08 a month, which is right around the $4 delivery fee for Instacart. However, that's per month with Shipt. So if you're ordering per week from Target or even every other week, or there's, it depends on your area, what stores are available, but it ends up being less than Instacart depending on how often you order. The other thing I really like about Shipt is they give you promo codes to give to your friends so they save money as well. For instance, if you want to save $50 on your membership fee and only pay $49 per year like I did, go to makingitpaytostay.com/shipt. Again, that's SHIPT, and you'll get $50 off your membership for the whole year. And then, like I said, it works out to be about $4 a month. That's $1 a week, at less than $1 a week, actually. And it's another cool way to save time and money. And I love how, when you go to Target, and everybody talks about this, and there's memes about this and everything. You go to Target, you're planning on buying 2 things, and you walk out of the store and you spent $200. Well, I try to prevent that by going into places like Target now. And if I know I need something there, I just get it from Shipt. Then I'm not tempted by all the other pretty things and shiny objects all around me that I start throwing into my cart. And then I walk out and I've overspent on things I probably didn't actually need. And I'm sure you can relate to that. So I feel like Shipt is a great service that prevents me from overspending. It also saves me time and money. The next service that I love is Grubhub. And you've probably heard about this, but honestly, it wasn't really available in my area until this past year. So I had used Grubhub occasionally when I was on vacation in bigger cities. When Grubhub first rolled out, it was only available in kind of bigger metropolitan areas. And we're in the suburbs now, but now Grubhub's available. And I check Grubhub every week, and they have new restaurants pretty much every week coming up. So what Grubhub is, it's another app. Somebody works for Grubhub as a side hustler, and they go around and they pick up your orders from restaurants and bring them to you. So it's basically like takeout. But you place the order with any kind of restaurants around you. Right now, near me, there's about 24, which is really, really decent considering I live in a more rural suburban area. I don't live in like a big, highly populated city or area, but there's still a really nice selection available where I live. And I place the order, and 45 minutes to an hour later, sometimes sooner, a delivery driver shows up with my food. And I like this because it obviously saves me time. Excuse me. I had a tickle in my throat. It saves me time, but it also saves me money because you could tip your delivery driver, but you're not tipping your server at the restaurant. So I usually tip about 10 to 15% to a delivery driver, whereas in a restaurant, I'd usually tip at least 20% because I don't know. I don't know if that's right or not, but it ends up saving me a little bit on that. But it's also nice. Sometimes you just are in the mood for takeout, but you don't feel like going and getting it. There's a lot of times, but at the end of the day, if I've been running around or taking my kids places and we're all in the mood for, Chinese or something like that, I can just get on Grubhub and we can sit around and relax. Nobody has to go and pick it up. Nobody has to stand at the counter and wait. It just gets, dropped off at our door. So Grubhub, definitely, I would recommend that. If you go to makingitpaytostay.com/Grubhub, you'll get, I think it's $12 off your first order. It's either 7 or 12 or 15. I don't know. You'll get money off. If you go, you'll find out what it is. But sign up for that. It's super fun. It's so convenient. Again, saves me time. You might want to be careful though. Like I would say it doesn't really necessarily save me a lot of money. Like I said, maybe 5% on a tip. However, they also have lots of coupons that they bring. They have free delivery for different places, especially the new places for the first month or something. If there's a new restaurant featured, you could get free delivery. Different times feature free delivery. And they also do give you promo codes every once in a while. For instance, I had a $10 off Smoky Bones promo code. So I saved $10 on an order. Now, it won't save you money if you start ordering restaurant food a lot more and cooking your own meals a lot less, obviously. So, consider how much maybe you would go out before, how much you're actually willing to spend, and what's actually worth getting takeout for and what's not. For instance, I wouldn't recommend getting, a huge steak dinner for takeout. To me, it's like that almost requires the nice atmosphere of a restaurant and, not eating out of takeout food. But if you're getting Chinese or something like that, I think it's well worth it. Or even Chick-fil-A or something. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I'm in the mood for a Chick-fil-A sandwich, but I don't really feel like going to get it. You know what I mean? And if I have a promo code or something like that, it does save money. So I guess that's up to your discretion. If you feel like something like that's going to make you spend more, then don't do it. But if you can be responsible with it, I think it's an awesome service. The next one that's pretty similar to Grubhub is DoorDash. And if you go to makingitpaytostay.com/DoorDash, you'll also get a promo code, and I believe it is $10 off your first order of $15 or more. Same thing, basically. So sometimes Grubhub and DoorDash have different restaurants that they feature, or different promo codes, but I like to use both so that I can compare and see, okay, well, I've got a promo code for this one, but not this one this time. So if we're going to order restaurant food, I'm going to go with DoorDash this time versus Grubhub, or Grubhub versus DoorDash, or, one of them has, like I said, a cuisine that the other doesn't, and I want to try it out. So Grubhub and DoorDash, very similar type services. And, check both of them out. You might have one of them available in your area and not the other. There's so many different apps like this now that are finally rolling out to my area that I'm going to be checking out in 2020. But these are the ones that finally came to our area in 2019, and I absolutely love them. So yeah, check both of those out, Grubhub and DoorDash. And don't forget to use my link. You'll get money off. Okay, now I'm going to move into, some services and then products, or services/products that have saved me time or money this year. So the first things I talked about obviously were like app services, delivery services. These ones are a little bit different, but they also have been just awesome. So the next one I want to talk about is Mint Mobile. Now, I believe I've brought up Mint Mobile before in maybe one or two other podcast episodes, but I cannot believe how pleased I am with them. So Mint Mobile is a mobile phone service, and I pay $20 a month because I prepay for a year for my cell phone service, and that includes unlimited texts, unlimited calls, and I think 8 gigabytes of data. Now, you might need more than that if you don't work from home. Because I work from home and I have Wi-Fi connection almost all the time, I hardly ever use up my data. I do believe I have used up my data 2 months out of all of 2019. I signed up for Mint Mobile the first week of January of 2019 when I first heard about it. And 2 of those months I had to add $10 to up my data because we were traveling significantly that month and I had been using a whole lot of data. So you figure $20 with those 2 months amortized out over a entire year, it was like less than $2. So let's say worst case scenario, I paid $22 a month for my cell phone service. That is really, really hard to find. And you might think that you're getting a good deal, but if you're also paying for your phone at the same time, you're probably not. Now, I have purchased outright all of our phones. I have one, my daughter has one. I paid for it outright because I realized that the cost was way less if I used it for 2 or 3 years rather than being in a contract with a company, paying on the phone every month and paying for service and all of that. So definitely check out Mint Mobile. If you go to makingitpaytostay.com/mint, you can sign up for Mint. The other plans available, like I said, I do the 8 gigabyte for $20. You can also do 3 gigabyte if you really just don't need that much data at all, for $15, or 12 gigabytes for $25. So that's the one I use for my daughter. She uses a little more data than I do. She's not home as often. She's at school or gymnastics or her friend's house. So I get her the 12 gigabyte plan for $25. What you do when you sign up is they'll send you a test SIM card that you can put into your phone, and then, take a week and go to various places that you usually are and see how the service is. The service for us has been perfect. We haven't had any issues with it, no matter where I've gone. In fact, it beat the service I used to have with Virgin Mobile in a lot of the more rural places in our state. So I couldn't recommend it enough. It's awesome. If you like, the 7-day trial, then you can sign up right there. They'll send you, actually they don't even send you a new SIM card. There's another one that you can then use and activate right online. It takes a couple of minutes. It's really simple. So that saved us a ton of money. I mean, it's very, very hard to find cell phone service for that cheap. So I definitely recommend it. They have great customer service. I'm always able to get my questions answered pretty quickly. I don't ever feel frustrated with it. So yeah, go to makingitpaytostay.com/mint. If you're paying more than $25 a month for your cell phone service, you might as well save a bunch of money. And I figure $45 for my daughter and myself to have cell phone service, unlimited texts, talk, and all that data that we pretty much never need to re-up is great. I don't think I've ever had to add more data to my daughter's. I only did, like I said, 2 times for mine, and it was $10 to just add a little more. So if you're getting close to the end of the month and you run out, you can just add more to it, and it's no big deal. And you can do it right online, or you can do it from their app on your phone as well. So super cool. I love it. Can't complain about anything. It's just unparalleled in all ways. Okay, the next thing, obviously I did an entire episode about why I'm obsessed with Poshmark, but Poshmark is the next thing. Now, I had heard about Poshmark in the past. I think I had maybe listed some things several years ago on there. I don't even remember if I sold anything, and then I just never really got on the app again. I don't know why, but this year I've saved a ton of money on name brand clothing, designer brands. My kids are getting to the point now where they still fit into kids' clothes, but they don't really like a lot of the kids' clothes. They more like the teenage stores or adult styles. But sometimes, it's hard to find things that fit them in a brand name that they really like. And I got to tell you, I can't stand going to the mall and going shopping with them and feel like I'm paying full price at Hollister and Abercrombie and all those places they like, H&M, Urban Outfitters, when I can get it online delivered to us. The only couple of times we've had a few issues is that the sizing hasn't been quite right because I overestimate their size. But it really hasn't been a problem because then I've gotten it pretty cheap on Poshmark and then I just relist it on Poshmark. And I've actually done that 2 times with things I got on Poshmark. Maybe I wore it once or my kids wore it once and then we were like, this isn't, all that great. So you can't really return something unless it came damaged or the description didn't fit it, but you can just turn around and relist it. And I've done that a couple times, and both times I've made money. So I actually made a profit by, because I got something for pretty cheap and then I listed it, and even with the earnings that Poshmark keeps, I still came out on top. So I was like, well, that was fine. It was basically like getting paid for the time it took me to list it and package it back up. So I was okay with that. But Yeah, we've saved a ton of money on Poshmark. I got a lot of my daughter's Christmas gifts on there, and most of them were brand new, but at a pretty significant discount. So I also like how when you sell something, you can either redeem the profits directly into your bank account and they show up the next day in your bank account, or you can keep them in Poshmark and then use them to buy other things. So it's pretty cool. I mean, I highly recommend it. I used to pretty much donate most of my clothes. Occasionally I would list them on eBay or something, or if my kids had a bunch of clothes that were in okay shape, I'd list an entire lot, like a huge bag of similar sizes on Craigslist for something. But this, I make a lot more money doing this. It's so easy. You can go listen to my entire episode on that. It's the one about Poshmark, why I'm obsessed with Poshmark. But I really do love it. I love how you can make offers on things. You don't have to pay the price that most people list. And anytime you like something, so it's kind of like a liking on Instagram, you just tap a little heart. Usually the seller will offer you a discount within 24 hours, or even like that week, they'll send you a discount, and then you can still barter a little bit if you want to make a counter offer or something like that. So you're not necessarily always even having to pay what it's listed at. In fact, most of the time, if you make a reasonable offer, maybe like 10 to 20% off of what it's listed at, most sellers are going to accept that. So check that out. If you want $10 off your first purchase, go to makingitpaytostay.com/Poshmark, Poshmark, and use the code Sherry, SHERRI _Stotler, STOTLER. And you'll get $10 off your first purchase. Another thing that's pretty cool is that Blue Amex card I talked about that gets you 6% off on groceries, 3% off on gasoline purchases or at gas stations. They often have extra offers, and Poshmark is usually on there every 3 months. Any order over $50, you can save $15. So that's another cool thing about the Amex card. I love it. I love it so much. There's other offers that come up that I use quite often. So with all those things combined, it's definitely been a money saver. The next thing I want to promote to you guys is kind of embarrassing, but I don't really care. And it's called the Ziggy Cup from Intimina. It's a menstrual cup. But it's not your typical menstrual cup. If you've ever heard of them, a lot of them are kind of shaped like a cone, and it has a little tab at the bottom that you can, or a stem that you can insert and take out. This one is a like flat fit menstrual cup. It's really very soft and flexible. You just basically pinch it together, insert it, and it does its menstrual cup collection thing. And then it lasts 12 hours, so you don't have to change them out as much as you would with a tampon. And it's the only reusable cup that can be worn during sex. So there you go. But it's super inexpensive. It's $35 on Amazon Prime. You get it in 2 days. And I know I would spend like probably $50 to $60 a year on tampons. And, you know, you've got all that packaging. You've got all that space if you're traveling or in your purse that you've got to carry, you know, a handful of tampons around or whatever. Or if you're traveling, like a whole box, depending on, you know, how long you're going to be gone or all of that. You know, I'm trying not to get into too many details here, but you know what I mean. So in less than a year, it's paid for itself. It's, like I said, it's soft. It's not hard rubber like some of those other menstrual cups. I'd never tried any other ones because I just didn't really like the thought of them so much. But this one I really, really like. And, you know, I would say it's best if you're at least able to be in a private bathroom, like either at your home or a place that has like a single stall bathroom with a sink and you can lock the door and stuff. I mean, I know that if you would Google how people basically have to change this sometimes when they don't have like the typical access to their home or something like that. They're actually pretty creative. So it's not as weird or gross as you might think. Just Google that yourself. I'm not going to get into all of it, but I feel like, you don't really know a lot of the things that are in tampons. And if you do get organic cotton ones or something, then you're spending more money. Like I said, there's all that packaging and everything. This is so small. It comes in its own little carrying case that's real flexible. It's about maybe like the carrying case is about 3 inches long by 1 inch wide by 1/2 inch deep. And it's, like I said, flexible. I mean, you could put it in your pocket and you wouldn't even feel it. It's super convenient. I love it though. I'm kind of obsessed with it. You don't feel it when you're wearing it at all. It's more comfortable than a tampon. And it's literally been, a little odd at first. I thought, I don't know if I'm going to like this, but I'm going to try it out. And I love it. And it's going to save me a ton of money. I mean, if I would have started this when I, was a adolescent, it would have saved me a ton of money. But even if I have 10 more years of menstrual years or whatever, it's still going to save me, almost $1,000. So definitely check that out. I can't recommend it enough. It's definitely been a very cheap purchase that has made my life a whole lot better. All right. And the final thing I wanted to talk about today is a service with products. It's actually a subscription service. And I do love a good subscription box or subscription service if I feel like I'm actually going to use the things or if I'm really interested in it. There have been times when I feel like I don't think this is worth the price, or I don't think, I would have chosen these items in this box if I just went out to get them. I mean, sometimes you can regift things or give them to somebody else who would like them, but I tend to be kind of picky about boxes, but I do love getting something, in the mail every month that's unique and different. And I think my favorite new discovery of the year has been Scentbird. That's SCENTBIRD.com. I completely forgot. So I got to go back to the Ziggy Cup. If you go to makingitpaytostay.com/Ziggy, I've linked directly to the one I use. There's several that you might think are similar, but they're not. The exact one that I love is at makingitpaytostay.com/Ziggy. And of course, I will link everything I'm talking about in the show notes to this episode. So if you go to my website, click on the podcast category, or even in your iPhone, if you look at the show notes when you're listening to this on your phone or anything, you can get all the show notes there. But anyway, moving back to Scentbird. Sorry for the little tangent. Scentbird is a monthly fragrance and or beauty product subscription service. Now, I mainly use it for fragrances because I'm kind of obsessed with fragrances. I really like good smelling things, whether it's candles or body lotions or body sprays or perfumes. And I don't know, recently, and probably near late 2019, I started watching fragrance reviewers on YouTube, and I'm kind of obsessed with it. Like, I really like learning about the different notes and nuances that fragrances have. And I always like smelling good, but I always like having different kinds of smells for different times. I'm a very scent-oriented person, and they say that, most people have pretty strong scent memories, but I feel like I'm like over the top when it comes to that. So there are very specific things that I think about or reminisce about or just associate with different experiences. And so I've been kind of dabbling in trying different scents, but perfumes specifically can be really expensive. And if you end up buying a full-size perfume and you think you like it, and then you realize you've worn it on your skin for a while, and you don't really like it that much, that's a really expensive habit, and I'm not okay with that. And most of the time, unless I'm totally obsessed with something, I'll use it up and then I might not repurchase it for a while. But with Scentbird, they give you a pretty big vial of the actual perfumes. And it's really cool. You can go on their website and they'll ask you different questions. You can take quizzes on what scents you like, and then they'll recommend things to you. Lots of people leave reviews on, what they thought, the different notes of the fragrance, what it would be good for, say, like what season, or would it be good for wearing at the office or going out on a date, or, whatever. There's very different kind of, there's different perfumes have different, sillage, I think it's called. I'm just learning all these terms. And that means like how far the scent projects around you. So obviously if you're in an office setting or working with people all day long, you don't want something that's going to project really far. That might be offensive to people. But if you're going out, on a date or to a party or club or something like that, I mean, not like I know a lot about that anymore, but you would want something that maybe projects a little more. Or something a little heavier that you could get away with in a situation like that. And same thing with how long the perfumes last. Some of them, depending on the formulation, only last an hour or two. Some of them last like 24 hours. There were a couple that I got on eBay in those tiny, tiny little vials that you get at like a perfume counter as a sample. But they still ended up costing me like $5-6. And it only gave me a couple of uses. And I still wasn't sure, if I was in love with it or not, or, how it would wear. So I decided to go ahead and try out Scentbird because you get a much bigger thing. It's $15 a month, and every month you can get a different fragrance, and you can add it to a queue, kind of like back in the day, when Netflix came out with their DVDs, and you can add all the DVDs that you wanted to get delivered to your house in your queue. Well, that's kind of the same thing with Scentbird. So I've got an entire year's worth of fragrances, and I tried to pick different ones that would be best for those months or the seasons, depending on what I like to feel, what I like to smell like and everything. And I love it. It's fun. It's so much fun. You get a little vial. The first time you order, you get a carrying case that you can put different vials in. And it's small. It's about the size of, I don't know, a man's finger, I would say. And you just like twist the top up and spray it on. And there's, at least a month or two's worth of spritzes in there. And I think that's pretty reasonable. And then if you really like something, you can purchase a full size. You can also add on. They have beauty products and things like that if you want to add different things to your box or your, mailing every month. But right now I'm just sticking with the perfumes because I figure $15 a month to try out different kinds of perfumes, really kind of niche down what I like, what I don't like, and learn more about it. It's a pretty inexpensive little hobby that I think is kind of fun. And if you go to makingitpaytostay.com/Scentbird, I believe you'll get $7 off your first order. So then it ends up being like $7.50. And you can go stock up your queue. You can sort them you can sort different fragrances and search according to different categories, whether you like florals or gourmand fragrances, which are kind of like anything that smells like food, or like musky or spicy or woody undertones. It's for men and women. I did get this one perfume called Get a Room, and it sounded really good, the different like notes in it. But it's a unisex. I can't talk today. It's a unisex fragrance, but I actually think it's more like it would smell better on my husband than me. So I'm going to give him that. It's a little too woody for me, for my skin. I think it smells amazing, and I think it smells amazing when you spray it. But on my skin, as it wears throughout the day, I can't pull it off. I'm a petite woman, and I just don't. I don't have like I don't have the chemistry for it or something. And that's another thing about perfumes. You've got to wear them a little bit and wear them on your skin. Sometimes when you just smell it in a store, or you even smell it on a piece of paper that you spray it on, you don't get the same effect as you do when it's on your skin. And I've noticed for my particular body, I do best with gourmand fragrances, things that are kind of edible, sweet, praline, sugars, candy, things like that, coconut. I don't do very well with musks. It's almost like the really woody undertones. I can handle sandalwood and some lighter woods, but if something's really even a little bit masculine, I can't pull it off unless it's very light and citrusy. So I've really enjoyed Scentbird. It's definitely been one of my favorite discoveries this year, and it's just fun. I mean, I love getting stuff in the mail, and I don't feel too bad about spending $15 versus, some boxes are like $50, or clothing subscription boxes, you pay for what you keep, but you have to hurry up and decide what you're going to send back, and I don't know, I think I am going to try a few other subscription boxes this year that I've had my eye on. I do subscribe to FabFitFun. I really like that one. I feel like even if there's a couple things in there that I won't use, it's still worth the money to me. It's about $50 for every quarter, and you get over $250 worth of products in there. So I'll probably keep continuing to do that, but I'm not giving a full review on that this time because I didn't discover FabFitFun in 2019. I discovered it about 2 years ago. But I really enjoyed all of these things I've told you about. I think they're still going to be strong contenders for my favorites in 2020. I've got a whole bunch of different things I'm going to be trying out in 2020. I'm almost thinking maybe I should start a YouTube channel. I do have a YouTube channel right now, but it's only of my podcast audio. There's no video, but I'm thinking about maybe doing a YouTube channel this year and doing video, and whether it's I'm reviewing different products I've tried, kind of like these, or different things I've done, or tutorials of things I figured out how to make more money with something I'm doing online. I'm thinking about maybe doing that. I don't know. If you think you'd be interested in that, shoot me an email, sherry@makingitpaylifestyle.com. Otherwise, I think that's it, guys. I really hope that you have a wonderful 2020. I know I really didn't set any kind of resolutions this year. I feel like last year just went really well for me. I can be extremely goal-oriented, almost to the point where I have blinders on. And I feel like 2019 was a more relaxed year for me, and I really like it. I feel like I'm less stressed. I'm just a nicer person. I don't really feel the need right now to really improve on one area of my life. I feel like I'm pretty balanced. So I really didn't do anything like that this year, and I'm okay with that. I feel like right now, just continuing to enjoy my life rather than, having a very specific goal and just moving forward has been kind of a good change for me. And I think I needed that balance. So anyway, guys, if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. Please share this with your friends. If you want to be a guest on the show, go to makingitpaytostay.com/voicemail. And please leave me a review anywhere you listen, whether it's on Apple Podcasts or Google Play or Spotify or on YouTube or anything. Feel free to leave a review. I would love that. And until next time, this is my side hustle.